The bloodline implodes, Roman Reigns and Gunther team up, WWE legend on life support, Solo Sikoa sends a bold message, Brock Lesnar's time in WWE over, update on Bray Wyatt's status with WWE, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns feud far from over. Let's jump right into it. Roman Reigns and Gunther team up. Roman Reigns seems to have found a new ally on WWE Raw thanks to Paul Heyman's deal with Gunther. The wise man was up to his usual tricks when he was seen shaking hands with the Imperium's leader and then conveying a message to Reigns on the phone. The outcome of the backstage segment was revealed during the main event of WWE Raw. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn lost to Finn Balor and Damian Priest in a tag team match due to a distraction from Imperium. This has left Zayn and Owens with more things to deal with now, including their upcoming undisputed tag team title match at Night of Champions. Moreover, the menacing partnership of Imperium and the Bloodline could spell doom for the tag team champions in the long run. Here are 4 things Roman Reigns can do following Gunther's deal with Paul Heyman on WWE Raw. Number 4. The wise man could have been ordered to play mediator for Imperium and Judgment Day. Paul Heyman was seen talking to both the Judgment Day and Imperium backstage. Thus, it looks like Roman Reigns has ordered him to link the 2 stables in the Red Brand. Expect the saga to continue in the subsequent episodes of the Red Brand. An alliance between Gunther and Finn Balor is obviously bad news for any babyface on WWE Raw, including Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The potential merger will keep the roster busy so no new challengers can develop for Reigns' world titles for the time being. Number 3. Roman Reigns may continue to torment the tag team champions via Gunther's stable on WWE Raw. The tribal chief clearly has a strategy to weaken his opponents before Night of Champions. Parroting his orders, Paul Heyman may tell Gunther and his crew to unleash a brutal onslaught on KO Zayn on the WWE Raw Go Home show. Reigns has made his battle for the undisputed tag team title more personal by stating that it would be in honor of the Wild Simone. Given his notions on legacy, he is leaving no stone unturned to gain an edge over Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. It is worth mentioning that it took the combined efforts of the Judgment Day and Imperium to overcome the reigning tag team champions on Raw. Number 2. Paul Heyman can pull some strings to involve Imperium the Night of Champions match card. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens could have an additional challenge at Night of Champions. Following the commands of the tribal chief, Paul Heyman could use his power and change the matchup. This will increase the chances of a title split. Booking Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser for the WWE Raw Tag Team title and Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team title could be a disaster for KO and Zayn, who are heading into a Saudi Arabia event for the first time. The heroes may even defy all odds with a staggering display of resilience similar to that at WrestleMania. Number 1. The Bloodline, the Judgment Day, and Imperium could ink a deal. One of the most fascinating teasers from the latest WWE Raw is an alliance between the top heel stable. This was also seen last month when the Judgment Day and the Bloodline struck a pact deal with Matt Riddle and Rey Mysterio. The villains are gradually getting tight. The Judgment Day has apparently shown a white flag to the Bloodline. On the upcoming episode of SmackDown, Roman Reigns' words might be directed for Gunther. The premise could be that the 2 faction leaders will assist each other whenever needed despite their different brands. Roman Reigns' treaty could also mention that the Judgment Day and Imperium cannot compete for the championship, which is held by the Bloodline. In fact, the deal may have been done by Paul Heyman. It remains to be seen how this alliance will pan out. WWE legend on life support. Ric Flair sent a message with the best wishes to a fellow WWE legend on Twitter. The legend of the wrestling business, superstar Billy Graham, has been placed on life support thanks to multiple issues with his health. Graham had to go through emergency surgery. He was in the ICU fighting infection and organ failure. On top of that, a test showed an infection in the left hip, so doctors would have to go in and clean out the surrounding area. After the report surfaced a few days back, a further, more worrying report has emerged now. The legend's Facebook page posted an update from Valerie, Billy Graham's wife. She asked for urgent prayers for her husband. She said that the doctors wanted to remove him from life support, but she refused. Please, urgent prayers needed for my husband. The doctors wanted to remove him from life support tonight. I refused. He's a fighter, and his will is strong even if his body isn't. God is our hope. The star is clearly not in good condition right now. In that regard, Ric Flair sent him a heartfelt message. He said that the WWE Hall of Famer had always been his hero and had been an influence on him. So sad to hear about Billy Graham's health. Make no mistake. Talk about the influence he made on me and so many others. Hulk, Dusty, etc. You're beautiful. Bonnie dyed my hair in 1972. Stay strong, my mentor. FYI, you and Dusty Rhodes were my heroes. You made me, said Ric Flair. Ric Flair's message received a lot of love for the legend from multiple fans. We send superstar Billy Graham the best wishes and strength during this troubling time. Solo Sikoa sends a bold message. Solo Sikoa has taken to social media to send a bold message ahead of the Bloodline's face-to-face with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on SmackDown. At the upcoming Night of Champions Premium Live event, the Enforcer will be teaming up with Roman Reigns to challenge for the undisputed Tag Team Championship. The match was confirmed on last week's episode of SmackDown as per Paul Heyman's announcement. Taking to Twitter, Sikoa sent a forward warning to Zayn and Owens. The Enforcer claimed that the Bloodline was going to take all the gold. We take it all, wrote Sikoa. At WrestleMania 39, Zayn and Owens ended the Usos' historic title reign. This led to a rematch between the two tag teams. The rematch took place a few weeks later on SmackDown, and Jimmy and Jay once again ended up on the losing side. Reigns was visibly frustrated with his bloodline stablemates upon his return to television. Following last week's monumental announcement on SmackDown, Roman Reigns reacted to his and Solo Sikoa's upcoming title match in Saudi Arabia. Taking to Twitter, the tribal chief claimed how confident he was heading into Night of Champions. The undisputed WWE Universal Champion firmly believes he will add 2 more championships to his current collection. Reigns wrote, "I'm about to have all the titles." Reigns is a former tag team champion. He held the title alongside Seth Rollins during their days in the Shield. Sikoa, meanwhile, has held the North American title in the past, which remains his only major accolade in WWE. The tribal chief also confirmed that he will dedicate his and Sikoa's victory to Alpha and Sika. Should Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns win the tag team titles by beating Zayn and Owens? Sound it off in the comment section below. Brock Lesnar's time in WWE over. Brock Lesnar is set for a huge match at Night of Champions 2023 as he faces Cody Rhodes in a rematch from Backlash. There has been speculation that Lesnar is reportedly on a 1-year deal, but Cody Rhodes subtly suggested that the Beast's time in WWE is coming to an end. During his promo on Raw, Cody sounded as confident as ever, stating that Brock Lesnar was not the better man at Backlash 2023. He also suggested that the Beast's time in WWE is coming to an end. Cody also emphasized the fact that Lesnar is not the next big thing anymore. This comes 11 years after his return to WWE, and if rumors are true, the Beast Incarnate's current WWE contract could be his last. It's always hard to tell because he has a considerably lighter schedule and doesn't work as risky a style, meaning that he can go for a few more years. But whether he wants to do that or not is the question. Either way, with regard to Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar, many fans are expecting the Beast Incarnate to win their second encounter in Saudi Arabia. If he does, their third bout could be set for SummerSlam 2023. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns feud far from over. Roman Reigns may have been drafted to WWE SmackDown, and Seth Rollins could capture the World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions. But it's clear that the rivalry between the two men is far from over. Rollins defeated Roman Reigns back at the Royal Rumble in 2022, and he still awaits his rematch for the championship. The tribal chief has been dodging him for more than a year, and it seems that the company is saving this match for the perfect place. The Visionary was part of a sit-down interview with Corey Graves this week on WWE Raw, where he took a subtle shot at Reigns, noting that you got people that care more about protecting themselves than pushing the industry going further. This was clearly aimed at Reigns and the Bloodline, and next week on Raw, Rollins is looking to share his thoughts on his former Shield teammate. Seth Rollins is set to collide with AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions, but whilst Triple H made it clear that Reigns can't win the newly unveiled title, there is nothing stopping the Visionary from claiming both belts. Do you think Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns is WWE's endgame? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Will Roman Reigns defend his undisputed WWE Universal Championship anytime soon? WWE fans were shocked during last week's SmackDown when Roman Reigns' match for Night of Champions was announced. The tribal chief won't be defending his undisputed WWE Universal title. Instead, he will challenge for another championship. Paul Heyman announced that Reigns and Solo Sikoa will battle Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the undisputed tag team titles at Night of Champions. With the match made official, what does that mean for the titles Roman actually holds? Running a program outside of his own titles means that Roman Reigns doesn't have to defend them. With the change of rosters during the 2023 draft, however, there are ready and willing challengers. Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles are both former WWE champions and viable contenders. Instead, WWE has decided that Reigns will go after tag team gold since his cousins, the Usos, failed to regain their titles at Backlash. WWE has had the tribal chief defend his titles sparingly after they were unified last year at WrestleMania 38. Money in the Bank is the next premium live event after Night of Champions, but that's not until July. He will certainly have a featured match at SummerSlam. While he doesn't need another set of titles to walk around with, WWE is gearing up for an upcoming feud with the Usos. It could mean that a title change takes place in Saudi Arabia, but Roman Reigns does not need tag team gold for the story to play out. While holding both titles makes Reigns seem like a dominant force of nature, he hasn't exactly defended them regularly. Champions used to put their titles on the line at monthly events, but Reigns may only put his belts up for grabs 4 or 5 times a year. That works if the other brand has its own championship, but that will only be the case once a World Heavyweight Champ is crowned at Night of Champions. After unifying the titles last year in April at WrestleMania 38, his first defense only happened in June against Matt Riddle. There could be a couple of reasons for Roman to work his way into the tag team title picture. The first is that WWE is indeed heading toward a major tag team match between Solo and Roman and the Usos. It may be with or without the titles. The seeds were planted on last week's SmackDown. The second reason is that it continues the trend of sporadically defending the gold. If WWE wants to continue his everlasting reign, then he can either keep his belts on his shoulders or work programs outside of the undisputed Undisputed Championship. While it would be nice for Roman Reigns to actually put his titles on the line, his story within his family trumps title defenses. The bloodline implodes. Roman Reigns will team with Solo Sikoa next weekend at Night of Champions, when the two men battle Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the Tag Team Championships. This past week on SmackDown, it was made clear that there were issues in the bloodline. This match has been made to show the Usos that Reigns can handle his own problem. The Usos lost in the main event of WrestleMania, and went on to lose to Owens and Zayn a few weeks ago on SmackDown in their rematch. These losses have left a sour taste in Reigns' mouth, and it appears that he's not ready to overlook them. The Tribal Chief told Solo Sikoa that his brothers were the problem within the bloodline on SmackDown, and that he could be the man to take Reigns' side moving forward. According to a report by Sierra News, WWE is discussing a potential match between Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and the Usos at SummerSlam, which means that the bloodline will have imploded by August. With Night of Champions and Money in the Bank still to come, there could be some issues between all four men as part of these events. Many fans believe that Solo Sikoa could be the key to bringing down the bloodline. However, it appears that he could be the one to side with Reigns and turn his back on his own brothers if they do decide to interfere in his match in Saudi Arabia. Either way, it appears that the Usos could be set to walk away from the bloodline, which would end their lengthy storyline on SmackDown. Do you think the Usos will cost Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me